Welcome to Better Coffee. I'm Jamie.
I'm Joey.
So Joey, what are we drinking today?
We're drinking this. It's Counterculture's Mocha Java blend.
Oh yeah, I love that coffee.
It's a great coffee, and it's going to be really good with what we're doing today.
Espresso.
That's
we
right.
We got equipment.
That's right.
We're ready to go. And I think this coffee made this way is the perfect example. That espresso is not just this potent, tiny drink that's undrinkable.
Yeah, that you drink out of these little cups.
Oh yeah.
In a suit.
Everyone looks good drinking from that
It
cup.
tastes like just burnt toast. And
Yeah.
Like,
Terrible.
No.
I always wanted to be that guy, drinking espresso, but I'm like, who drinks this? Without any milk and some caramel thrown in, some sprinkles. But this is so good.
Yeah.
This is so good. And what you could get from this, dialing in properly, it's awesome. So we're just gonna go over the basics of how to pull the perfect shot. And we wanna clarify, there's no such thing as the perfect shot. Perfection can mean different things to different people. Coffees are different. Maybe some coffees behave differently to the amount of coffee you use, the amount of water you use. So we're just gonna talk about what we like in our espresso drink and what Mocha Java likes.
In this machine. That's right.
All right?
So that's all we're doing today is just
Okay.
brewing a double shot of espresso,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
No milk, nothing, just
No.
a double shot of espresso.
Just how to get it right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how do we start?
Okay, so we start with our portafilter. We want to weigh it.
Okay.
We want to tear it. That way we have it in zero.
Zero it out.
And we're going to fill it with our coffee. And again, we want to keep in mind that grind size is important.
Right.
When it comes to espresso,
So true.
because we're brewing with a lot of pressure, the coffee grind size is very fine.
Yeah, it's like a powder.
Yeah, it's just fluffy, very fine. So we got it in a fine setting, and it's important the amount.
Okay.
So in this case, we want to weigh it.
So what are we gonna have here?
So we usually should have the range. Some people say from 16 to 21 grams of coffee is good. It's a good window. I personally like 18. Anything under that is hard to be consistent shot after shot. So I like 18. You could go up to 19 and see what flavors you get. Some will accentuate some different flavors from different coffees. So
All right.
we're gonna go with 18.
Want to move that scale?
Yeah, let's move that scale. Thank you very much. So now we distribute the coffee a little bit evenly before we tamp it. So now we tamp it in a little polish here.
Okay. So when you tamp it, you're putting pressure. About how much pressure are you putting on that?
Yeah, so from what I've read, some people say it could be from 30 pounds to 40 pounds of pressure.
And when you press,
I don't. Some people honestly practice with weight scales, like the ones you have in the bathroom.
Okay.
Some people practice with that until they get like a consistent pressure going, they get used to it. My personal theory, or the way I go about it to kind of simplify things a little bit is, I like to put pressure until I feel the coffee pushing back a little.
Okay.
When I start feeling resistance, there's really no need to just, keep going. Just stop and I polish it. When I say polish, I mean just kind of turn the temper side to side to have that clean top.
Right. So now it just looks like a nice, almost like the top of a cake, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's been
just
frosted.
just like a nice even cake.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. So now you've got it tamped, dosed out, you're ready to go.
Ready to go.
So we're going to brew it.
So before we do that, because this machine is manual, we don't program it
Oh,
with
okay.
any amounts. We just turn it on for the water and turn it off. So we have a little scale here that will help us. So we want to, again, tear our cup. Make sure we don't take its weight into consideration. And so basically we put our coffee ready to go. And we can turn it on and turn our timer. So a lot of people brew espresso from a time frame of could be 26, 28 seconds to 30 seconds.
Okay.
I like to stop at 30 seconds or 35.
Right.
And have more or less 30 to 35 grams of extracted coffee.
Okay. So basically you're like a 1-to-2 ratio, or 2-to-1 ratio almost.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You could go, depending on the coffee, you could go a little bit further.
Okay.
Leave it a little bit longer. But when it comes to espresso, I really like the viscosity in the espresso.
So about like your yield or your ratios, what is it? What would the range be?
The range could be 1-to-1.
So like 18 grams of grounds, and then you have 18 grams of liquid, pretty much. That's 1-to-1.
That's 1-to-1. So you could do it like that if you're doing a ristretto. Some people like, for example, 18 grams of coffee.
Okay.
And maybe around 27 grams of extracted liquid. So I'm thinking
like a 1.5-to-1.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's where I like to be.
Okay.
That's where I like to be. Because in this particular coffee, my brief experience with it is when I cut it a little bit short, around 35 seconds max, and I have from 30 to 35, maybe just a little bit, I have that mouthfeel I like from the espresso.
Yeah.
But I also like that I have that fruitiness from the espresso.
Okay.
Which is rare in espresso.
It's really enjoyable though.
But it's
like
really...
I'm just staring at the
coffee.
I'm sorry.
Try it. Yeah, go ahead.
So what would the max ratio be then? So like 1-to-1 probably is the minimum you would go.
Yeah, definitely.
What would be about the max?
The max, from what I've read in my little research, I've seen 1-to-5.
1-to-5.
I've read. That's what I've read. I honestly haven't tried every single ratio, and there's always some new barista proposing new ratios, which is nice. Because it makes you experiment with possibilities.
Oh yeah.
But to me, it just works. I have the viscosity I like with an espresso, and I still have a lot of fruitiness and sweetness from the espresso without going into that roasty, bitter side of the espresso.
Yeah, because most of the time I've had espresso has been from shops that don't make great espresso.
Yeah.
To be plainly honest.
Yeah.
And you almost get a metallic taste.
It's true.
Like that's what I usually get out of espresso anytime I've had it before. And I just drank it because I thought, well, that's what espresso is. It's super strong coffee.
Me too, yeah. Just concentrated, just hit you in the face.
But when you actually have espresso that's brewed the right way, man.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times it could be small details. I would say cleanliness from the equipment in a busy coffee shop.
True.
You could have a dirty portafilter. You could have a dirty hopper, or the burrs in the grinder could be dirty. And coffee emits a lot of oils. And if you don't clean it constantly, those oils stay there.
Yeah.
And when you keep grinding coffee, brewing coffee, every time coffee passes through that, you're grabbing all that bitterness from old coffee stains into the coffee cup. But in the setting of your home, with your nice equipment, no rush, you can pull a really nice shot that you'll enjoy and just tailor it to your personal preferences.
A perfect shot.
Yeah. Almost like Fruit Loops.
Oh man, put this with some milk?
Some milk, a little cortado.
Oh.
You got some Fruit Loops with that.
We need to do some milk.
Let's do that.
We'll do that another time.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us for pulling the perfect shot. Don't forget to follow us, like this video, comment on this video.
Share with everyone.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at ToBetterCoffee. We try and post there as much as we can. And join us next week when we talk about...
Is cold brew for you?
It's for me. I love cold brew. So join us next week for that. Thank you guys for joining us.
See you next time.